Hi, my name is Erin, and this is Building Bridges from the United States to Thailand. This is the story of the day in the life of my travels to Thailand, a country in Southeast Asia, where I went on a Habitat for Humanity trip. We went to build a house in Chiang Mai, which is in the northern area of the country, and I absolutely fell in love with the people, places, and culture of this beautiful area. So here we have the US flag right above, and then I've put down here the flag of Thailand as well, as we describe my trip from the United States to Thailand, building bridges. Are you ready? Let's go. So I thought that I would go ahead and introduce myself. Hi, like I said, I'm Erin, and here's a picture of me so that you know exactly what I look like. I am a senior at UNC Chapel Hill. I'm a psychology and communication studies double major. And this is actually a picture of me canoeing down the Mekong River. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this river later, but I just wanted you all to see a picture of me and get to know me a little bit before we get started. Like I said, I went to Thailand on a Habitat for Humanity trip, and so this was a great opportunity for me the summer after my sophomore year of college. I'd never been to Asia before, and so we're going to discuss how I got over there, the people that I was able to meet, and the food that I got to eat. All right, let's talk about the flight. So we get our bearings right. Right here we see the United States on the map. And all the way over here is where we see Thailand and the Southeast Asia region. So I had to take a couple of long flights to get all the way over there. First, I actually went right here from North Carolina and flew into Newark, New Jersey. And then my really long flight actually went all the way over the North Pole. So I flew from New Jersey to Hong Kong, which is at the edge over here. I actually went up over the North Pole, whee, and all the way down to about right here. And then my last flight was just simply from Hong Kong over to Bangkok, Thailand, which is about here. So the longest flight on this trip was about 17 hours, if you can imagine that. And then the flight from Hong Kong to Bangkok, Thailand was about 2.5 hours. So all in all, it took me a really long time to get over there. I got to fly all the way over that North Pole, see some snow and ice caps there, which was really cool. And we have about a 12-hour time difference to Bangkok, Thailand. And so when I arrived, it was already the next day. So just thought I would share a little bit about the flight over there. So here's a little bit of a closer look at the area of Southeast Asia and exactly where Thailand is. As you can see, it is right here on the map. It says Thailand, and it is surrounded by the countries known as Burma or Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam. We also have the Gulf of Thailand right here as a body of water. And then we've got the South China Sea all the way over here that is also connected. I flew in directly to Bangkok, as I mentioned right here. That is a city that is right here. It's the largest city in Thailand and also the capital. And we were building the Habitat for Humanity house up here in Chiang Mai, which is in northern Thailand. It's actually much more mountainous up here in Chiang Mai, whereas Bangkok is more of a big city. So we're going to talk a little bit about how I got all the way from Bangkok up to Chiang Mai. But I wanted you all to see sort of the geography of the region and where Thailand is located within Southeast Asia. Most of the beaches in Thailand are going to be all along the coast right here, along the Gulf of Thailand. Areas like Phuket are going to be around here. And then up here in the northern part where Chiang Mai is where we have the mountains. So back to our map right here, I just want to show you. Like I said, we started right around here in Bangkok, and our train ride took us straight up north, up to Chiang Mai, which is right here. So that just gives you an idea of how far that train ride actually was. So, since Habitat for Humanity is the reason that I was able to go to Thailand in the first place, I want to share just a little bit about the program and the process of building the house because it's very different from building houses in the United States. This is our original work site. So, as you can see, this is the area where the foundation of the house was going to go. And back here, you can actually see the outline of the old house. So, you can sort of see it right here. This family had a house that was just falling apart. And so it was unsafe for them to be living there, but they were working really hard and owned a noodle shop, which was just around the corner. So we worked with them and they actually put in what's called sweat equity, and they helped by also working on the house. The mother and daughter were very nice and they actually fed us lunch every day. So we were so excited to be able to eat authentic Thai food cooked by them. And we actually got to help with some of the cooking a little bit. So we'll talk a little bit more about some of my favorite Thai dishes later. But this right here is where we started to dig the foundation. So we used some of the shovels that you see here along the ground and literally just continued to dig in a hole where that house was going to be going. You can also see a lot of the buckets on the ground. This is how we moved dirt from point A to point B. So it actually took a long time. With our team of about 14 people, it would take us almost all day just to move buckets of dirt out so we could start putting in the foundation for this new house. So a little bit about the building process, and on the next slide, we're going to see a little bit more about how the house went up. So here you can see a little bit more of the building process. Right here you can see one of the walls that's starting to go up. And here's me. I am working on a wall right here. What we did is we actually mixed our own cement that kind of makes the mortar right here between the bricks. And so we would then lay the cement in and stack the bricks on top of one another. That cement was made out of a mixture of cement mix, some gravel, and water. So we would mix that to get the right consistency. The foundation, or the floor that you actually see right here, underneath it is bamboo. The same bamboo you think of that panda bears in China eat, that bamboo is laid in a crisscross pattern to actually help make the floor sturdy underneath that cement. So this is a little bit of how the house was going up. I definitely enjoyed putting in my time and getting to meet the family and let them know how appreciative we were to learn more about their culture and about the people here in Chiang Mai. And they were able to really learn a lot from us as well. So it was a great learning experience. We were not only helping to build a house, but to build some bridges between these two countries. And it was great to firsthand learn that with them. Well, since we started out talking about geography, I have to talk about one of my favorite experiences, which was kayaking down the Mekong River. So here's me again in the kayak from the very beginning, and we actually went kayaking right along this area here where Chiang Mai, you can see the city that we were building in. And the Mekong actually runs directly right through Thailand and the country here known as Laos. So right in here is where we were kayaking. As you can see, there's several of us right here in the back of this car. This is known as a tuk-tuk. And so we were actually in the back of this car, and then all of our canoes right here were stacked on top. So it looks kind of silly right now, but that's how the guides help get you all the way up the river. So we all sat on benches in the back there, and then we were able to start at the top of the river and kayak down. There were a couple times I definitely fell out of my kayak, but that's okay. That's why we have helmets and life jackets on. It was just so much fun. I had an incredible experience. The Mekong River is the largest river in this region and is very important as a water source to the people around here. And so there's definitely a lot of fishing and a lot of agriculture available along the riverbanks, and that's really important to the economy in Thailand. Speaking of rivers, this was one of the coolest shopping experiences I think I've ever had. And this is a picture of the floating market. So what we did is we actually took a boat ride down the river to experience a little bit more of the city. And we went to the Saturday floating market. So lots of vendors like this Thai woman right here. They actually get in their boats and they float down the river selling different goods and trinkets and souvenirs to people. Some of the places in the floating market have food and snacks for you. Right here, you can see a lot of different souvenirs in her boat. But we just thought it was a really cool experience to be able to be floating down the river, and these boats will just come on up to you and ask you if there's anything that you would like to purchase from them. We definitely did a lot of bargaining. So, unlike the United States, the prices are not necessarily fixed like they are in the stores here. So, you can kind of barter back and forth with some of the vendors in order to get a cheaper price for some of the goods that you would like. So we're going to talk a little bit more about money on the next slide, but this is the floating market. So here's a picture of one of our hikes and some of the people in our group in the highest spot in Thailand. This is in a national park known as Doi Ithanan. And we went hiking through the mountains and ended up at this beautiful spot. So we had to take a picture just to show how far we'd gotten and that we are in the highest point in all of Thailand. And of course, I had to show a picture of us riding elephants. This was my first ever experience to be able to ride an elephant, and I have to say it was quite unusual. I am actually right back here. You can see me. This is my friend Kate, also with me. And we started out sitting on one of the benches here, as you can see on the elephant's back, but I eventually actually sat right on his neck, which is kind of scratchy, but a really fun experience. You can feel an elephant's neck kind of turning as we walked up through the mountains. We actually went through a river. So it was a really neat experience. The people in Thailand use elephants a lot of the time for transportation to help carry some very heavy things, and they're just beautiful creatures. So I really enjoyed this experience. It was a lot of fun, and afterwards we got to feed them some bananas. Since you all are students, I thought it would be great to show you a picture of some students that I met while I was in Chiang Mai. This is a picture of all the children that we played with at a school, and we just had a really great time hanging out with them. As you can see, the children in Thailand are wearing school uniforms, and that's pretty common for most of the schools in Thailand. The kids back here in blue you can see are actually getting ready to play the after-school sport of soccer, so that's something that they have in common with some American students as well. We just got to really enjoy sort of that recess afternoon time with them. And we also got to sit back and watch a performance. So they actually performed for us wearing traditional Thai dressings, and we were able to really experience that. Had a great time with the students, and they were just so happy to meet us. They were able to practice some of their English because they take English classes, and this was just a really fun experience at school with them. HIV/AIDS is a really important health issue to be concerned about, especially in Thailand and areas of Southeast Asia. Here, we actually went to an orphanage for children who are HIV positive and were able to just spread some love and play with them. Here I am with sweet little Natya. She was the youngest child there, about the age of 10 months. So we spent some time playing on the playground outside with them. We did some games and just really enjoyed an afternoon with these children. There are several volunteers that come in throughout the week, but it was really eye-opening for us just to see how this kind of epidemic can really affect not only those who are living with AIDS and seeking treatment, but also the children that are affected by this. So we just really spent the afternoon spending time with them, and it was quite an interesting experience that really a lot of us are interested in the public health area, and this was important for us to be a part of. So here's a picture of some monks in Thailand. They are practicing Buddhists, And Buddhism is the main religion in Thailand, with about 94% of the population being Buddhist. And here you can see the monks are collecting what's called alms, which is food in the morning. They are allowed to eat whatever the people serve them, and so they walk around in a line around 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning throughout the community. They actually live in what is called a wat, which is a temple, and there are certain temples that are monasteries where several monks live together, and they are practicers of the religion and hold true to that religion's values. So we're going to see a little bit more about what some of the temples look like, but I wanted you all to see the traditional dress of the monks, and most of the ones in Thailand actually wear this orange robe that you see here. So here are some of the monks. Here's a picture of one of the Wats that we saw in Chiang Mai. This is a beautiful temple, and Thailand is just absolutely covered with many temples like this. We were actually able to go inside. You take off your shoes at the door and walk in, and there were actually some monks inside this temple when we went inside. We were actually there on the celebration of Buddha's birthday, which occurs in June. So we sat down and had a conversation with some of them. Females are allowed to speak with a monk traditionally if the monk initiates the conversation first. So we respected those wishes and began to talk to some monks about differences between Buddhism and Christianity. So it was a really great experience. We experienced this, what they call a monk chat, and all these monks were practicing their English skills, and we were able to learn a lot from them as well. So here's a picture of one of those Wats, which is spelled W-A-T, and I wanted you all to see just the beautiful decoration of some of these temples here. So this is inside one of the most famous Wats called Wat Pho, and this is the reclining Buddha. So Buddha is the main religious figure in the Buddhism religion, and this beautiful gold reclining Buddha is the largest one in all of Thailand. So there are lots of big Buddhas all over the country and in many countries that practice Buddhism, but this is the largest reclining or lying down Buddha. And the feet are actually just past here, you can see, and they are made of mother of pearl. So this Buddha was quite large, and we were able to walk around inside and experience that. This is a view of the night market in Chiang Mai. So you already saw the floating market, but this is the night market, and you can see all the umbrellas down here. Those are various different vendors. And on Tuesday, Sunday, and Thursday nights, there would be the night market. And so we were able to walk around and purchase different foods, lots of souvenirs. I got some great Thai fisherman pants. And so we were able to bargain again and walk through the night market. And so this view is from the third floor of a balcony. So we were able to look down and see all the umbrellas. And I thought this was just a really cool view of that market. So a little bit different from shopping at your traditional American mall, but this is a great way for a shopping experience. Well, I told you we would be talking about currency. So here is a picture of some Thai baht. So just like in the United States, they have coins, which you can see right here. And then we also have dollar bills. So in Thailand, they refer to money as baht, and about $1 equals 30 Thai baht. So every time that we were thinking about the exchange rate in our head, we had to think about money. So just wanted you all to see a picture of what that looks like, and I'm going to give you an idea of how inexpensive some of the food items were on a couple of slides coming up. Here's one of my favorite snacks that's available at the night market. This is a snack known as roti. So here's my friend Ginny again, and this was her favorite snack as well. Roti costs about 5 baht, which, if you remember our currency from the slide before, is equal to about 15 cents in the United States. So I can't think of too many snacks that you can get for 15 cents. But it's kind of like a small pancake that they then put sweetened condensed milk on and fry on these small fryers. So you can see the eggs that are right over here. And then they also can put bananas in them. There were chocolate roti, all different kinds of flavors. Some of them have some sweet jams with different fruits. So then they roll them kind of up like a crepe, like they do in France. And we really enjoyed this treat. So it was delicious to walk around and eat roti. This is my favorite Thai dessert. It is known as mango sticky rice. So Thailand is the world's largest exporter of rice, and there's lots of jasmine rice to go around. The Thai people typically eat rice at almost every meal, but this is a dessert. Mangoes are also an extremely popular, juicy, and delicious fruit that's available year round. And so here they actually serve Thai sticky rice with some sweet coconut milk and mango, and it is absolutely delicious. It was my favorite dessert in Thailand, and I actually tried to make it for a potluck when I came back to the United States. So, one of the dishes that I really miss from over there. Since we started with dessert, I guess I also better talk about dinner. So here's a picture of my favorite dinner dish known as pad thai. Pad thai in the United States kind of has a peanutty taste to it. I feel like a lot of American restaurants or Thai infused American restaurants use peanut butter a lot in their dish. But traditionally in Thailand, it has much more of a light peanut, but also a fishy taste to it. And so this pad thai, it actually has chicken, tofu, some egg. You'll see bean sprouts. They usually put some vegetables and rice noodles. So it's really delicious. You can get it off the street sometimes for as cheap as 30 baht, which is about $1, or you can order it in a restaurant as well. So I really enjoyed eating some authentic pad thai. I want to share two of my favorite fruits, and here's the first one, known as mangosteens. As you can see, they are actually these little sort of purple balls right here, and then when you open them up, they have this white fleshy inside that is very soft, and there's a pit in the middle. They're very light, very sweet, and a delicious tropical fruit that is native to Thailand. My other favorite fruit in Southeast Asia is known as dragon fruit. And as you can see, it's kind of spiky along the edges here. So this is what the outside of a dragon fruit looks like. But when you cut it up inside, you'll see the flesh right here, which is speckled with tiny, tiny seeds. And this dragon fruit is actually white inside. You can see a little bit on the edge right here. This is a rose dragon fruit along the edge. And it is actually bright fuchsia pink inside. So I really enjoyed eating dragon fruit. It tastes a little bit like has the consistency of a watermelon inside, and they have a really mild taste. But I really enjoyed the delicious tropical fruits from this area. When we were in one of the more rural areas of Thailand, closer to the border of Cambodia, as we continued on our travels, we met these really sweet children in a village, and we were able to say hello to them. In Thailand, the way you say hello is "Sawadee ka," and that's if you are a female talking. If you're a male talking, you say "Sawadee ka." And we just really enjoyed learning a couple of small phrases to make sure that we were being polite. So I wanted to be able to share that with you all. So now you can say hello to your friends in Thai. Sawadee ka! So as we sort of wrap up our day in the life of my travels in Thailand, we're going to head towards the country of Cambodia. So we actually crossed the border right around here. There's an area called the Thai Friendship Bridge, close to the village where we saw those children. So this is where we then crossed through, and I headed over into the country of Cambodia. So here you can see the entrance straight into Cambodia. So once we crossed the border, we were able to get our visas and then continue on our travels. This is the town known as Poi Pet. So we crossed over and continued our travels to the country of Cambodia. I am sorry I'm not going to be able to stay for too much longer, but I hope that this was a great little piece of insight into my travels in Thailand, and will encourage you to want to learn more about the region. There are so many delicious things to eat, wonderful people to meet. I really enjoyed the experience of helping to build that home in Chiang Mai with Habitat for Humanity, because we were really able to interact with the family and build bridges with them in terms of American culture and Thai culture, and learn about one another, which I think is really important. So thanks for listening. Again, my name is Erin, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.